result in the bowl quarter-final, which they won against Uruguay by just 2 points. And their key player, undoubtedly, is Roberto Infante, who played in the last Rugby World Cup Sevens tournament. The referee here is Bruce Kiklinski. Well, the referee here, in fact, it's a late change. It's Gary Wise from New Zealand. The winners will play the winners of the next one, which is Kenya against Tonga. Here, Australia, the gold and green, and Chile, well, relative newcomers. Up till today, they'd only ever played 23 games, 23 tournaments, 23 games in the IRB Sevens, and they've certainly, well, they've done well. Beat Kenya, which was a great triumph for them in their last match yesterday, and beating Uruguay today. Well, some consolation for losing to Uruguay just 2 weeks ago in the World Cup qualifier. Mark Thomas is alongside me.
It's good to see the Chileans competing here, Nigel. I mean, Australia, this is new territory. They're normally Fiji, New Zealand, England, but this young squad just haven't got their grips to the game yet.
No, like Trinidad and Tobago just now, it's been a case of learning through experience in the big time, and this is the big time. The world's best are all here. We've had some surprise results here in Australia, looking to make amends for disappointment so far. The drive to the line is going to be successful, and the try is to Australia. And Halangahu, just 19, the try scorer here.
Little tap penalty. It looks like they're going to do a switch, but he decides to go on his own. Battles his way through, high tackles again. You ain't going to stop him 3 yards short, look. Obviously been having his meat pies down in Sydney, Nigel.
They're good, aren't they?
They're bloody good, yeah.
Warwick with that Aussie football style. You don't see that nowadays, almost using the toe end of the boot. But there's the man who scored it, 19-year-old who's come through the ranks already in the Australia under-21 squad, Sydney University student, Daniel Halangahu. 7-0, good start. Good crowd here, good atmosphere, building as the day progresses, and superb support for all the teams here. Oh, that's verging on the dangerous. Always worry about this spear type of tackles, but that was not intentional. They can be very dangerous. Kicked away by Juan Pablo Panat. Warwick, well, he's here, there and everywhere. The senior citizen, the captain of this squad, 23 just last weekend. Possession for Chile. Chance with Cristobal Berti. He's perhaps their quickest man, but Australia equal to that in defence. But quick, rather, well, very much in the style, without perhaps the expertise yet of the Argentinians. This is Halangahu again, trying to lay it off. Did it go forward? It's given all right. Richard Brown is there.
Just good support running again, Nigel. I mean, this young Australian team using this as a learning curve and getting to grips with the technique of 7 support running. The Chileans throwing out crazy wild passes. It comes the Aussies' way. A little handoff. Bad tackling again from the Chileans, and through again, just weak defence. Strong running from the Aussies, and a nice try under the posts.
It's 14 with the midpoint of this first half. Chile clearly lacking a physical presence. A young but powerful Australian side. Well, the 2 tries scored by teenagers. Bill Millard drawing on very much new talent in Australia. Players that we may well hear more of in the 15-a-side game. Big tackle again, once more Richard Brown. His 5th tournament now, brought up on the cattle ranch. Beat him tough out in the wilds of Australia. Chile, not yet out of their 22, but that will take them deep into the Australian half for the first time. And as ever, doing the sweeping, doing the graft of the covering is Paul Warwick. That's 2 men, 3 men. Now now just stretches Chile across with a view to a switch or a change of tactic. Well, he left it really for Ashley Cooper to chase. Cooper didn't really want to know, perhaps didn't have the pace. Picked up by Cristobal Berti. Dummies the switch, nicely done, but where's the line? The players are scattered all over the field. No one anywhere near Berti. But at least 3-4 of the men ahead of the ball, that's no use. Penalty, not released after the tackle. Taken on quickly by Jared Safi. Safi now on to Luke Inman. Halangahu again. Desperate cover by Chile. Scrabbled, knocked on. And at the moment they're looking a bit out on their feet, Mark.
Yeah, you can see them, they're spread all over the field. Their fitness levels, I think, are definitely beginning to show here. These guys they're hurting.
That's
the
Warwick.
Aussies taking advantage.
Brown again, I think. Is it Inman?
Yeah, I think we're going to see the floodgates open here, Nigel. I mean, the Chilean boys are really sucking in the air. It's a simple try for the Aussie boys, and yeah, I think we're going to see the score will start clicking up pretty rapidly here.
Confirmed as Inman here, you can see Luke Inman, veteran of the piece at 26. He and Warwick the only ones over 21. So it's a bit of a cakewalk at the moment. Still a minute to go this first half. It's 19-0, conversion to come. This is the very Australian style and very effective too. I just noticed the touch judge used an Australian Aussie rules type of signals to say the ball's gone over with this very direct pointing of the flag.
A little bit of flavour here in Los Angeles, Nigel.
21-0. Bowl finalists in Wellington a week ago, but losing to Argentina by just 5 points in 57. Disappointment there for Australia, but well on the way now to the final place. This is Warwick. Despite the push in the back. Well, he works so hard, he really does. His work rate is enormous.
Sweeping from the back, Nigel, these guys are the fittest guys on the team. I mean, they do double the work, double the cover. It's always good to see these guys come through. Great moves from the Australians, good handling skills, direct running, taking some guys out, a little switch. He decides to chip ahead, the bounce goes his way, the Chilean gives him a little shove, and he shoves him into the ball, basically, and thank you very much.
Paul Warwick then rounds off captaincy style with the half-time score at 28-0.
Big Australian contingent here in Los Angeles, Nigel. Yeah, we've seen the island nations supported extremely well, and New Zealand, but there's quite a big Aussie contingent here as well.
One of the joys of being here is the, well, every country seems to have its posse of supporters out here. This multicultural, multinational country of the United States of America.
I don't speak Spanish, Nigel, but I don't think this guy's too happy with the performance of his boys at the moment.
I think the message is clear, despite the linguistic difficulties we may have.
Meanwhile, the Aussie boys are talking about the meat pies and beers down in Darling Harbour. Can't wait to get back, I think, after this week's performance, But it looks like they're going to get to the final here and compete for some silverware.
Side that won the Wellington title a couple of years back, Australia, and last year in Wellington got to the semi-finals of the Cup. But, well, for them, by their standards, had pretty much a nightmare first day here. From the moment, really, that they lost against the odds to Tonga in their opening qualifying game. They're in total command now as the music thunders round the stadium. The crowd in lively spirits as we build up, of course, towards the big Cup semi-finals. The moment, the bowl. That's a useful restart from Chile.
Advantage gold.
Pity, as Francisco Beauchemin made the mistake. No advantage from the knock-on. They'll come back from the scrum.
I think we'll see the Aussies taking a wee bit of a break here. Nigel. They'll just saunter in a couple of tries probably, but they're not going to, not going to break their legs. They're going to save their legs for the final and hopefully take something back home.
They won't be busting their gun. Warwick for Ciali. Well, that's a red cross pass. Man and ball together. Hospital beckons. He's okay. Knock on it was. Player won't get any thanks from his colleague for that one.
The worst position as a player, Nigel. You see the ball coming and you can sense that guy coming in and your rib cage is exposed and it's bang, look out.
In a tricky situation. Well, the scrum's in trouble. Trying to scrabble it away again. This is the little playmaker, Jamie Olfos.
Roll out, tackler, right!
Away by his brother, Edmundo Olfos. Just a slack pass. It's easy to take the time.
Easy for the Aussies there to defend, Nigel. Just
here,
slow drift across. There's nobody running direct with any purpose.
Go, step.
There's no commitment. You're not taking any men out of the game. Sevens is about that, creating the overlap on the other side.
Well, I think they've had their final in a sense by beating Uruguay. They'll go back, I'm sure, content with that. Seem to have run out a bit of steam here. But aside of making progress, no doubt. Thinks back to the last Rugby Sevens World Cup, where in fact they did win the bowl there.
Release! Rock now, leave it red! Rock!
Kenya.
High most, that's good.
Hong Kong and Portugal. Quite a triumph for a nascent side in terms of Rugby Sevens. This is Ciali, he's strong, this youngster. Part of last summer's Rugby World Cup
hands, go right.
under 21 15-a-side. This is Inman, takes a deal of stopping, and again they've got men aplenty. They're just sort of sauntering along, trying to create the overlaps. This is easy enough. And there's another man outside, Richard Brown. I don't think he's going to need him. He may do now. Good covering tackle. Good effort from Chile. Now they're on the break. Bit of a chance to make something here. Juan Pablo Panat. But he's got four of his team in front of him. In front of the ball is out of the game. Edmundo Olfos with the little switch to his brother. Now away by Cristobal Berti. This is Olfos Senior. Little number 8, Beauchemin.
Roll out, tackler.
Jamie Olfos. Berti, they're the longest sequence of passing continuity here. Edmundo Olfos. Oh, nice reverse flick there. Cristobal Berti. Berti has pace, he's got the sprinter with him, Vestanek. But the cover's there. Still in possession, surely up the middle here. That's a good tactic. Roberto Infante, will it bounce kindly for them? No, it's over the dead ball line. Oohs and ahs from the crowd, wishing the underdogs to get one on the board. And
great thing with the underdogs at this stage in the tournament, Nigel. The crowd really gets behind them and they really want them to score.
I think he's saying keep it on the park.
Keep behind.
We're down to just under 3 minutes. It's 28-0. It's a foregone conclusion in terms of the outcome.
Okay, let's go.
With a try, the crowd would wish for Chile. That's a good restart kick. Straight to Richard Brown. Took it well. Flicks the pass up to master playmaker Paul Warwick. Has he got the legs? He doesn't fancy the long run. He's going to go for it. Past Juan Pablo Panat. And the man from Manly, former Queensland Red, Super 12 player Paul Warwick, deserves a breather. He was outstanding in Wellington, again in a side that lost in the bowl final, but he played consistently well throughout. And he's shown his youngsters around him what commitment means.
Great commitment and fitness again, Nigel. He's the sweeper, he's fitter than some of the guys, and he had to go for it. That's the thing. You just got to put your ears back, and he didn't want to do it. He subbed himself in now for the last couple of minutes, take a breather before the final.
Oh no! It's a life being on a coach. You just stand stranded there, and, hoping they'll do what you want. Unlucky, nearly a good take by Edmundo Olfos.
Spanish gold.
Disadvantage. 40. 35-0, a minute to play.
Heats up higher above your hips, guys.
So,
Engage.
the final minute for Chile in this, their return to the IRB Sevens. Could this be a farewell of style? Beauchemin retrieves possession. Well, it's a rather lobbed pass. Gives his man absolutely no chance. Poor Infante there is decked, and he's still feeling the effects of it. And Australia pick up cleverly with Tim Curran, one of their two replacements from the Wellington squad.
Holding on.
Comes into this one with Josh Graham, the newcomer as well. And Infante is still down on the deck. Now, bit of ball control here with the feet. The cover from Halangahau is sufficient. And the Chilean out on his feet. Ooh, that was forward. Touch judge saw it, takes his flag down. There's no advantage in Chile's favour. That's a bit cruel. Ashley Cooper races away. As the seconds count down to the last 10, it'll be the last play of the match. No consolation score for Chile, but for Australia, yet another one under the posts, and they will move through to the final in good style to face the winners of our next tie, which will be between Kenya or Tonga. 40 points to 0, the conversion to come.
All right, I've got it.
And the final play from a man making his debut in Wellington last week, Daniel Halangahau, and 42-0 as Adam Ashley Cooper scored his third try of today. 42-0, out go Chile. Welcome visitors here, we'll see more of them. The learning experience not yet complete, but we're delighted to see them here as Australia go through to the bowl final.